Okay, I made a video the other day about an article about Thai men's attitude to Western men or foreigners sort of coming here and being with Thai women. And I stand by that point, but I wanted to sort of present the other side, which is actually pretty beautiful and hopefully eye-opening. Now, there's obviously a lot of men who come to Thailand for those reasons. They come here to be with women and to pay for women, and I don't mind sort of live and let live, etc. But for me, it's a shallow existence. It's as simple as that. There's also the other side of there's a lot of tourists here who come to Thailand because it's relatively cheap, and they come here and they come here to retire. Maybe they sold a house in the UK or in America, and they just live here. They live cheap, but they like to drink, and that's what they do all day long. And again, live and let live, but you have to look at the side from the Thai people. Thai government essentially wants money in terms of tourism money and people being here on either long retirement visas or tourist visas. They want people here spending money, and they want to create a tourist environment that is more high level. So you're attracting a more wealthy client to Thailand who's not interested in that sex tourism side, even though they won't do anything about it because it makes up 10% of the GDP, but they want to present Thailand as a luxury place to come. And they've been trying to do that for as long as I've been coming here and way before. Of course, they want the sort of Maldives clientele or the Seychelles clientele. They're not going to get that because Thailand, and for good reason, because Thailand has got way more to offer than both of those places, Maldives and Seychelles. And I've been to the Maldives and it is incredibly beautiful. You've got great beaches, but the Maldivian people will tell you themselves that they haven't got what Thailand has got, and that is the soul of Thailand. That is the variety of Thailand. That is Chiang Mai in the mountains where I am right now. That is the south of Thailand with beautiful beaches and very different beaches to the Maldives. It's not as pristine as the Maldives. And so if it's a toss-up to go to an amazing beach, Maldives is going to win all day long. So Thailand can never present that, but what it can present is like the difference in going to Koh Phangan to going to sort of the spirituality of Koh Phangan and such an incredibly immense spiritual place, to going to Koh Tao diving and seeing incredible wildlife or sea life, going to the mountains in Chiang Mai, going up north into kind of Laos or Myanmar borders, and everything that it brings to that. So it should work on its variety, which it has an abundance of. It's a big place, 69 million people, slightly bigger population than Great Britain, and bigger landmass. But what I'll tell you on the other side is I've got plenty of friends that have organically met their wife and are now married to a Thai woman, and that happens very organically, either in a university or a work situation. And of course, that is the most beautiful thing in the world, when you get somebody from one part of the world falling in love with somebody from another part of the world. How could that not be incredibly beautiful? It's really beautiful. Is there a stigma attached to being with Thai women? I mean, of course there is. Those people are probably going to have to deal with that if they see it as a problem for the rest of their life. They'll have to sort of like travel, and with those people thinking, narrow-minded people thinking that at one point or another that person has gone into a go-go bar and maybe bought that person. I don't know how it works. I've not thought it through. But what I will say on the other side is, if you're coming, and it happened to me this morning, I was out on my bike this morning and I turn a corner, I've got no shirt on, no helmet on, and I'm pushing it on the bike. And I turn a corner, I let some cars go, and I kind of like signal for them to go past. And there's a police motorbike at the back, two guys on a motorbike, no helmet. And they were like old police guys, and they were like, yeah. But you're like, and they were buzzing that I was doing something. And that's the vibe that you get in Thailand. If you're coming here for a good reason, if you're coming here to be, a decent person, you're going to get the same reception as a guest as you would anywhere in the world. People are going to be happy to see you and happy that there's variety of people, there's different people coming to their country and enjoying their country. They want you. True patriotism is not like, this is England, and if you're not from here, get out. That's narrow-minded, nationalistic kind of people who are confused. True patriotism is, Norway is the most beautiful country in the world. Thailand is the most beautiful country in the world. Please come and see. Please come into it. Like, I've been in the Maldives and people have been like, Maldivian culture is the most beautiful country in the world. Come into our house and eat food with us, and they won't let you leave because they want to show you what they have and how they cook things, how they present, and the beauty of like being with a Maldivian family of like 3-4 generations of people who genuinely are interested in you because you're from a different place and want to tell you about their lives as well. That is true patriotism. To show you what they have, how they've been blessed with water everywhere, and how that's going to look maybe, and how their thoughts are on the next 20 years, 30 years of potentially being submerged. That's so fascinating, and the most fascinating thing about traveling. But going back to sort of Thailand, if you're here, if you're kind of like practicing sport, I get such a positive vibe. Running has exploded here in the last 15 years. And so what used to be a few people running is now, if you go to the university, if you go to the 700 stadium, the track, if you go to all these places, there are hundreds of people there after dark running when it's at its coldest in the day all year round. And if you're running, and I've won the Chiang Mai Marathon a couple of times, I've won the CMU Marathon a couple of times, I've won some big races here, they treat you like a god. Like, it's crazy, because if I'm here with English people, they'll say, like, why do they want your signature, or why do they want your kind of a selfie with you? I'm like, I don't know. To me, it's nuts. Like, I just was a runner who won a race, but they want that because for some reason it's really important for them. But why would you not kind of help sort of, or be present in that moment and take a selfie with people? And if that's what they want, and they're going to tell somebody that, oh, this is the guy that won the Chiang Mai Marathon. For me, it was very, very strange at first, but then you kind of get into it and think, if this inspires somebody to run, if this inspires somebody to get into fitness, to get into running or cycling or whatever, brilliant. And because this is, for me, the best place in the world to come cycling in the months of October through to February, this is a mecca for cycling. Like Doi Satep, that I can almost see from where I am, is the most ridden segment in the whole of Asia. I think it still stands today, but it's the most ridden segment. Hundreds of thousands of times, because there's so many cyclists here, because it is without doubt, any direction you travel, north, south, west, and east, the other way around, but any direction you travel, you just got beautiful mountains and beautiful open farmland as well. And it's just, you can go with $2-3 and be out the entire day and have enough calories, because there's always a 7-Eleven or a mom and pop store somewhere that will give you enough calories, and you'll get an amazing reception, because sometimes they haven't seen people on bikes before, they hadn't in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's some cyclists, they kind of look like people from the future wearing the helmets and the glasses and all those kind of things, and they want to know where you're from, and you've got children who come up to you and they're kind of happy, genuinely happy. They're not kind of city people like Chiang Mai and Bangkok and Phuket. They're genuinely happy to see you, and kind of like they'll touch my hair and stuff like that, and so you still get that energy from people, and that is beautiful. And so if you're coming here for the right reasons, and most people in Chiang Mai are coming here for the right reasons, the red light district, what I would say it's called, is sort of really isolated in one part of the town. On the other side of the town, Lao Kroi Road it's called, and everything that happens is down there. And it's just kind of, it's not for me. But in terms of cyclists and runners and sports people, and there's 5 running tracks in Chiang Mai. There's also kind of 4 or 5 swimming pools. This became a great place for triathletes. This became a great place for runners, trail runners. The UTMB Trail World Championships. The World Championships was 2023. There's lots of great things happening in Thailand. Right now, as you can see behind me, it's smoky season. And for the first 8 years I was coming here, I was like, it's not that bad, it's just carry on as usual and really push. And then you start to notice what it actually feels like. And it gets you down a little bit. It's not perfect. Like, Chiang Mai is not the perfect place. But for, I'd say 10, 11 months of the year, it's an incredible, 9, 10 months of the year, it's an incredible place to live. It's just these 2 months, like March and April, are a bit annoying because of this. You want to get up to blue skies. It's bloody hot at the moment, but it will be bloody hot when I get back to where I'm going. So it is what it is. But the point I will make, and I'll make a point actually, because it's so funny, because when I was making the previous video, and I said, for me, I've never been involved with Thai girls or Thai women, whatever you want to call them. And I've always my type is more kind of European or American girls. My girlfriend looked at me and she was like, your type is me. Your type is me, which is a Russian girl. So, and again, that's beautiful, because it's somebody from the UK who maybe 50 years ago, 70 years ago, would never have the opportunity to meet somebody from abroad. And now that's possible. And to see 2 cultures come together is incredibly special. It's what the world should be all about. And it should be a lot easier. I'll go into what Spain is doing right now with kind of residential visas and, but it's it's actually really beautiful to see people coming together organically like that. So it's not like whether Thai men want the best for their women and their families and the next generation. But of course, like anywhere, like in the UK, like in Russia, like in, you know, in the Emirates, if you've got a population that's coming to your country and taking your women, of course there's going to be people pissed off about it, and that's essentially what it is. So that's all I meant from it.